Hey everybody, welcome back to the All Ears Sports Network. I'm your host, Corey Ears. You may have seen my initial thoughts on the Super Bowl matchup, but I wanted to do a more in-depth breakdown of both teams. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Seattle Seahawks. Hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. The 2025 Seattle Seahawks didn't just find themselves in the Super Bowl, they grew into this. This is the year Mike Macdonald's vision matured, where the defense became a weapon, and where at quarterback many had written off turned into the Pro Bowl leader of a legit Super Bowl contender. Seattle entered this season with questions, but they ended it with a roster full of answers, including 6 Pro Bowlers, a 23-year-old first-team All-Pro wide receiver, and 4 more players earning second-team All-Pro honors. This wasn't a fluke. This was a roster built the right way and maybe had a little divine intervention, as I'll point out at the end of this video. Let's talk defense. Pretty much from the start, Macdonald's defense looked like it had taken its final form. Year 2 in his system meant the disguises were cleaner, the rotations were sharper, and the communication was almost instinctive. The talent matched the scheme. Devin Witherspoon, a Pro Bowl second-team All-Pro, played like the emotional thermostat of this entire unit, and a cornerback who hits like the good old days. Leonard Williams, a Pro Bowler and also a second-team All-Pro, anchored the defensive front with the kind of veteran violence that makes an entire line better. DeMarcus Lawrence brought a grown man edge presence in his Pro Bowl season, while Ernest Jones IV, the second-team All-Pro himself, became the steadying force in the middle. This wasn't just a good defense, this was a complete one. Even second-team All-Pro Michael Dixon turned field position into a weapon on special teams. On offense, the Seahawks found a new kind of leadership. Sam Darnold delivered the best season of his career, earning a Pro Bowl nod by playing the cleanest, most efficient football of his life. He didn't try to become a superhero. He became a surgeon, if you will. Quick decisions, smart distribution, and a calm command of the offense turned him into the steady heartbeat Seattle's been missing. Then there was Jackson Smith-Njigba, who didn't just break out. He exploded. A Pro Bowler and a first-team All-Pro, JSN became the unquestioned wide receiver 1, winning from the slot, from the outside, in motion, and everywhere in between. His chemistry with Darnold basically became the offense's up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Add in Kenneth Walker III with a young offensive line that finally found stability, and Seattle had an identity that felt all grown up and sustainable. The season had its defining moments. After a gut-wrenching home loss to my beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 5, the Seahawks had a mid-season stretch where they won 4 of 5 and really made the league take notice. December is a month where past Seahawks teams have flown off into the sunset, for lack of a better term. But this December became the moment this group really sharpened its talons. The defense tightened, the offense leaned into its identity, and Seattle entered January looking like the most complete team in the NFC. This playoff run has validated everything this team set out to prove. In the division round, Seattle finally got past the 49ers, the team that had been the bully of the NFC West for years now. Macdonald's defense dismantled San Francisco's rhythm. Darnold played clean, JSN made the biggest catches of the game, and it kind of felt like the changing of the guard. Then came the NFC Championship game against the Rams. It was a slugfest and a game that felt like every possession was a referendum on the season as a whole. Seattle didn't win with flash. They, again, won with discipline. A late defensive stand that featured Witherspoon, Williams, and Lawrence all making plays on the same drive sealed the victory and punched their ticket to Super Bowl 60. That's what makes this Super Bowl appearance so meaningful. For Mike Macdonald, it's validation and proof that his modern defensive philosophy can anchor a real contender. For Sam Darnold, it's a career reborn, a Pro Bowl season that turned him from a cautionary tale into a leader of a #1 seed. For JSN, it's the arrival of a 23-year-old superstar. He's a first-team All-Pro that reshaped this offense. As far as the defensive side of the ball, it's a culmination of a unit stacked with all pros and pro bowlers who finally clicked in a scheme that properly utilized their talent. The 2025 Seattle Seahawks weren't necessarily the most talented team in the NFC, but they definitely were the most complete. And now, as they step onto the biggest stage in football, they do so not as a surprise, but as a team that finally has realized its potential. Seattle grew up this season, and the rest of the league had to watch it happen. I know I picked the Patriots in my initial breakdown of this matchup, but the more that I look at these two teams, the more I'm starting to think Seattle will prevail as the champions. Oh, and in the beginning I mentioned divine intervention. Here's one for you. Every year since the Seahawks have come into the NFL and there's been a new pope elected, the Seahawks have made the Super Bowl. This year included. That's wild. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, like, subscribe, and comment, ya bums.